Okay, first big update on the garden here. I'm going to give you guys a little tour about what I've been doing. Been working pretty hard back here. Pretty proud of what I've done. More work to be done, but I think it's a good time to show you the progress I've made. So the previous tenants left a mirror here. You can see their like little workout routine written on there. I'm not sure what we'll do with it. Maybe put some decoration around it, do something fun with it, but I don't know. Okay, so I put down some red cedar mulch just to deter weeds. It also deters mosquitoes and some pesky, unwanted insects. Um, Meanwhile, I have some citronella plants, deters mosquitoes, purple lavender, and lavender primavera. These ones attract the pollinators that we want and shoo away the mosquitoes. I think you're going to notice a pattern here. We also have rosemary for herbal goodness for recipes, also deters mosquitoes. We got our wedding sign that we used to give people directions at my parents' house. Just put that into there with some instant concrete. Joe should be familiar with that stuff out of detonation. I planted 2 birds of paradise seeds. The seeds in general, I do not have experience or much experience growing things straight from the seed. So fingers crossed things actually work out. You'll see a lot of that here. 3 amaryllis plants. These ones will grow into a big red bulb that is like a big flower. They did really well on our balcony. Hopefully they do well here. Now moving on here to the vegetable garden. So different kinds of mulch here. So this is pine needles. These are pine needles from the endless supply of pine trees that we have here. So did a little research. There's a misconception about pine needles for mulch. So the previous theory was that they were too acidic and will affect the ground's pH level, but actually that isn't the case. So Texas A&M did a bunch of research on it, and they found that it doesn't affect the soil's pH balance. And that misunderstanding comes from the fact that pine trees do really well in acidic soil, but their needles don't affect the ground that they fall on. So I use pine needles kind of like straw. So it's looser compared to the red cedar mulch. So seeds can still sprout through it, but it deters any kind of like weeds from growing there. Once they start to break the ground, the plants, then I'll start to move in the pine needles to cover underneath them to protect them more. So yeah, I got 8 Yukon Gold potatoes here. Over here, we got 2 pumpkins that I have planted. Thank you, Jessica and Greg, for those and for these and for the sweet potatoes that I'll show you in a little bit. Moving on here, we have the first of 2 compost trenches. So it's a hole in the ground that has this mesh around it just so that I can keep on stacking things up if I feel like it. So we just put our kitchen scraps in there, so like various like food waste, eggshells, things like that. The idea is that that will break down in the ground there, and those nutrients will spread out to the plants around that compost trench. I have one here and I have one over there. Moving on here, I have 6 green onions of various stages. This one's full maturity from our balcony over in Northridge. These ones are babies that I've raised from the balcony. And then these 3 I got from our kitchen scraps here at the house. And we've got some growth on them already. Eventually we'll get some green onions to cut up. Tomato plants. So these were gifts from Tom. So these are San Mateo tomatoes, perfect for tomato sauce. I have never grown them straight up from seeds before, so we'll see how they do, but in theory 3 will grow here, and those tomatoes grow pretty tall, so I got some taller tomato cages. Speaking of tomatoes, my parents gifted us some Husky Cherry Red tomatoes. These ones are fully mature. They got some fruit on them already. I think I'll keep them in their pots right there because they actually look pretty good. Things that go well with tomatoes. We got 2 basil plants that I've planted here. The second compost trench. This one I've already been filling up. We got 2 serrano pepper plants. They look a little different. This one has been in a pot on my balcony, getting a lot of sun in the late afternoons. And then this one came with the house. It was planted by the previous tenants, and it wasn't getting a lot of love while they were gone. So I've been watering it and kind of nursing it back to health. You can see that it's already starting to get some flowers on here, so we'll get some more chilies soon. This one here, it's getting some flowers too. It already has some peppers on it. Not sure what happened to this guy. Oh, I see it. It got broke. Whoopsies. So I'll just have to pick that. I have a Thai chili plant that is not doing well. I overwatered it in its pot while I was waiting to plant it, and I think the thing is going to be compost soon. Moving on here. So this area here is going to be sweet potatoes. It's going to be not in the planter because sweet potatoes tend to have like a lot of growth. They just kind of cover the ground. So those are going to go there once these, which were gifted to us by Greg and Jessica. These are the spuds that you break off of a sweet potato and you just let it grow roots in here. It should be ready in a week or 2. So put those in. This one I am not confident with. I saw this trick on Instagram, trying to grow roots off of a pineapple so that we can maybe have a pineapple in 3 to 4 years. We'll see. Okay, moving on here. I already showed you the fence I put in. So this is a honeysuckle plant. This has been on our balcony in a pot, and I'm training it to grow up this trellis and go along the wall here. It's got flowers that you can pull a little, like a little string out of, and you can eat the sap, and it tastes just like honey. It's really sweet, and I'm gonna try and let it grow right here just to cover any kind of gap that's right there that the fence here doesn't cover. Moving on, we have our succulent garden. These were from various parts of the planter that I just moved all here. These are from Tilly. Thank you, Tilly. They're gonna go really well right here too. Moving on. So this is some kind of citrus plant. It is, well, Athena believes it might be a kumquat tree based off of this fruit that is almost ripe. It also wasn't getting a lot of love while the previous tenants were out, but after watering it for the past 2 months, it's starting to get flowers, so we should be getting some fruit soon. And yeah, got a clothesline and then a big old cactus that was from the previous tenants. Yeah, so that's the garden. I've been making a lot of progress on this. Eventually we will have a clover field right here. Not sure how well it'll do in our climate, but in theory it will use less water and only needs to be mowed once a year. And it also attracts pollinators because it'll have like little white flowers all over it. So we'll see.